Another presentation of the SGL Timespinner Tournament 2024. We're here with another hype matchup, this time with Planeswater versus WindFaeMaiden. I am Talon116 in the comm booth, joined by Wef Jebster. Hey, how's it going?
Hello. Good to be here. Speedgaming fans, we've got a really good matchup. Planeswater's our #1 overall seed. WindFae literally speedruns the game. So this is going to be really interesting. The interesting thing about this is WindFae has a really odd approach that seems to work out in her favor relatively frequently, where much of the strat in this randomizer is just deboosting through things. Well, WindFae likes to kill some things early, which puts her in a bit of a hole in terms of progression early, but also makes all of the other stuff a lot easier. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how that pays off. If they've got problems, with their damage early, WindFae might have the advantage there.
Yeah, we said the same thing about the earlier race, and we're going to say it on this one. If you're new or just getting into or just love the game of Timespinner, especially Rando, and you want to see it done very, very well, buckle up, because we've got two of the best.
Yep, and our runners should be kicking off very shortly. So what are we looking at here? What's the wish list here, Talon?
I feel like we've had a really good mix of, oh my gosh, that's a jet, and ugh, there's something buried in a terrible Oculus check. Just give me some nice, give me a nice neutral orb to start with, early Celestial Slash, and give me something in Dad's Tower.
All right, that sounds good to me. I like, let's go ahead and put required progression at Upper Caves of Banishment without the Water Mask.
Ooh, nice.
That's where I'm going with it.
All right, we should be rolling here pretty quick.
Pretty soon, yeah. So what we've got here, this is still in the winner bracket, so neither of these players have lost yet. So we'll see. Whoever comes out on top gets a nice trip to the next round, and it's going to be a tough one. There's really not a lot of bad players of Timespinner Randomizer. We do see them start with Empire Minus, which is a bit of a bummer, but hey, it could be worse.
Yeah, it's doing 2. There you go, Plasma Plus. Yes, that's all I need to know. Plasma Plus.
Yeah, that's Plasma Geyser Plus, which is the spell, but that's good news for the runners because they're probably going to get one of the best plus orbs that exists in Plasma Orbs. So it's going to be really interesting. Like I said, WindFae likes to kill things early with that Empire Orb minus. We'll see how much time that wastes, or if with that minus orb she kind of abandons that strat overall. What do we got? Bees. Okay.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, thanks, Nell. Nothing exciting in the early game, no gear and no other orbs. So again, we're gonna see how this really goes. Yeah, WindFae's skipping these birds. They're also strong against Empire Orbs, so they'd be doing 1 damage at a time. So you could probably one-shot them with this Plasma Geyser Plus, but not really necessary. You probably have better options later.
Yeah, a quick map check there, I think, on the Planeswater side. Seeing that Lake Serene is going to keep its flooded status, so not going to be able to do much. But Shadow Seal early, okay.
Shadow Seal is not bad. Does more damage the more HP you are missing, which means the higher your max HP, the more damage you can do. WindFae heading over here anyway has checked the map and knows that this lake has water in it. We're going to see where this takes them.
There we go. Just a little bit of a sync up between our runners.
All right, well, here's where the Plasma Plus kicks in. Get rid of the pink bird. And it looks like we're going to have an early Cantorin fight. I don't know why else you would come over here. We're going to see how this goes. I think the Plasma Plus giving a little bit of... And then seeing Sandman and saying, never mind.
Yeah, Planeswater grabbing the Gender Inferno only going toward the castle area. So this is actually going to benefit a little bit going back that direction when you can burn those vines and get to them.
Yep. Gen minus, but it's still fire. So Planeswater is going to take this route back down to get that warp at the top of the Maw Cave. So we'll see if anything... Yeah, no, there's just the high ether there. So he's going to grab this save, and here we go. We're going to go ahead, and that save is setting up for a save scum to check the top of Maw Caves. And if there's nothing here, you'll just see a save and quit out, and then nothing really is lost except for the time spent going into this cave, and also that's knowledge that there's nothing there. So this is one of the strats that we see every once in a while. I didn't know if they checked if this if the castle basement loop is also flooded. This is a really good run because you're kind of missing out on possible places that might have progression. And there is our first laser access. And just a max aura up. Keeping the laser access, so taking this warp back to the refugee camp. Yeah, so got something. It wasn't necessarily immediate progression, but we are playing with the Prism Break flag on, which means our runners are going to have to find 3 of those laser accesses as WindFae finds laser access M. So there's 2 laser accesses, and a third one would put our military hangar and lab into logic. Usually you would have to fight and defeat the Maw and Elana and the Golden Idol in order to open up those lasers, but in Prism Break, it's done via the collection of those 3 items. Pretty hype moat there.
Yeah, I can say, yeah, that moat really packing some gear between the gate and the Timespinner gear.
Yep. WindFae, even with that Shadow Seal, trying to pile up some experience and like not even able to kill the engineers, and that's rough. Yeah, and there's our health refill, so there went all the Shadow Seal damage. So rocking that plasma. Getting Aura Serpent minus, kind of a bummer. The spell version of the Empire Orb. Prism Break was coined by Triumphant Base, the person who developed the feature. Ooh, Planeswater getting bullied a little bit here, trying to get down. Has to heal. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he was in one-shot territory for a bit there. All right, so the big key here is that laser access that's in the top of the Maw Caves.
All right, we see the bottom loop of the Cancel Ramparts here. Nice and dry, not getting flooded, so we're able to skip through here and grab a few items. Maybe, don't die.
WindFae
Okay.
probably should heal here too. Yeah, like no armor so far. Really, kind of everything is dangerous here in the past. When you're low level, you're actually low. You're actually below what level you need to be in this part of the game because that is Zarian's Cave entrance. So that is their modern warp beacon that'll let them teleport to the present. But as I was saying, everything here is higher level than you, and it's going to do a lot of damage if you don't have any gear. All right, well, we have our present warp. We have no vertical, so we're going to get to see whether WindFae's going to head up and peep these. This is another easy save and quit. We'll see if Planeswater takes the same route.
Yeah, not just the easy saving quit, but appealing to WindFae's desire and enjoyment of killing a lot of things. That long straight Corridor with that Huntress able to use that Plasma Plus geyser to great effect.
Yeah, it's a lot of experience there, and so the issue is if you save and quit out of it, then you lose all that experience. But there's a Librarian hat, which is not going to be kept, so WindFae's going to just go back and do what Planeswater's doing right away. But that is knowledge. WindFae basically knows there's no reason to go back there except for... because there was a soul scanner on the ledge, which is nothing. So really no reason to go back there. We'll see if Planeswater routes that in some other way. Alright, so WindFae and Planeswater opting to go down and not get the early Lake Desolation checks. Probably going to route those in with fire checks, but it is... Oh! A Succubus Hairpin. That's a huge find. That's our double jump item.
Yeah, a lot more vertical access now with that double jump, but also with the sash being able to have a lot better ground movement as well.
Yep. That double jump is really the, with the dash, the really satisfying movement in this game. Just great, just movement is what they call it. Now all they need is damage, you know? That's all they need right now. And they don't get it in a filigree tee. Planeswater's just kind of following in WindFae's footsteps. I'm not sure what Planeswater did that put WindFae slightly in front here, but they do have a fight here with an Emperor Volturilis. Kind of a bummer, resists their main source of damage, but it is a low HP spot.
Planeswater in the Under Caves, after they got the double jump, went back to that one double jump chest.
Oh,
whereas
yeah.
WindFaeMaiden kept going, and that's pretty much the difference.
Yep. Yeah, WindFae switched to hammer for a second there. Saw a big 12 damage from that hammer. Not what she was looking for. This is about the longest boots fight you're going to see in this tournament, maybe. We do have some Shadow Steel strats, and we got up to whole 6 damage per hit with that Empire Minus as WindFae takes out Volturilis.
And it's poisoned as a result. Woof.
For her trouble. All right. Planeswater opting not to see if it was a throw trap. All right, again, it's just Planeswater just chilling out a couple steps behind WindFae. Thankfully, they did get that double jump. This part of the game is a little bit of a hassle if you're trying to go fast, but that double jump makes it easy, and that light wall is their infinite vertical. So there we have it. The world is now officially their oyster.
Yeah, and another minus spell and orb as well, so not getting much increase to the damage yet.
We've got very little damage. There's a gas mask, which puts the Maw in logic, so that's something they don't really have to think about. The damage situation here is pretty rough. I know we've had some rough run-ins with some difficult bosses with not a lot of damage, but we don't have the Kobo item here, so that's something you're really looking at to see, you know, maybe... Oh, yeah, WindFae buying an Empress Robe here. That's a astute little look, given they don't really have any other gear. That Empress Robe might be a big deal.
Yeah, Planeswater are seeing the same thing, grabbed it as well. Both runners really taking advantage of that. Oh, good, Kobo, right where you want them.
There's the Kobo. Yeah, I think you go in here, check this first chest, and don't even look. It's a captain's cap, not bad. And WindFae opting to actually do the fight. All right. Well, there's a lot of HP here that you got to churn through. All right, Planeswater taking that vertical over to the castle. So that's where they're going to try and find their progression. Going for light wall here. It's still minus, but it is damage over time. Probably not as effective as the Plasma Geyser would have been. And we're checking pink here. We get Eye Orb minus, because of course. And Blade Orb is just normal, but that is their best melee damage, so they're going to have to do it. Oh my gosh, those missiles doing so much damage. Over half of their max HP.
Yeah, and what's worse is those missiles were knocking her out of that animation for the Plasma Geyser, so she was getting as much damage as she could have been.
Yep.
Whoa!
That was pretty good. That was pretty good timing right there. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but it certainly looked good. We've got a flooded courtyard here, so we'll see if finding a water mask is relevant for that one check that they're abandoning. And there's Galaxy Earrings, which is great for their damage. Again, like their damage still isn't good, but with that Galaxy Earrings, they should be able to level up their orb so it's usable. And you can see where Planeswater tipping out of this area and saying, no thank you. Doing all these checks while WindFae is doing a lot of struggle buffing against this boss. You see the ramming speed attack, which does mean that Varney is halfway dead. However, this is just a lot of not progression with Planeswaters just kind of jumping up through Alana's tower. I think WindFae might be a little bit out of heals here, so really doesn't want to take any more hits.
Yeah, it feels like Varney's got to be real close, though.
It has to be. As Planeswater heading right into the Alana area, that Blade Normal really going to be important here for this fight. Oh my gosh, this is another great candidate for see you later, I'll come back later. We'll see if Planeswater, yeah, you do have the double jump here, which helps, but still. The Blade Normal plus their damage boosting with Shadow Seal and the gear that they picked up helps out a lot, but still, there is a lot of just dirtling around trying to just even get to where Ravenlord is. But so far, he's doing a really good job. Needs to be careful here. Okay, wow, that was closer than he probably wanted. We'll see what's behind this. Doesn't want to abandon this Alana's out of check. And it was just a Sanguine Ring. But still, you see, Planeswater has completed half of Alana's tower, and WindFae is still fighting this Varney. She's got to be just waiting for... Yeah, she's out of healing, so if she takes one more hit, this was all wasted. So security keycard D, I'm trying to watch some other stuff over here. We have security keycard D, Aura Blast minus, that's yet another minus. Iron Orb minus, which we knew from the Colossal Hammer. WindFae's gonna really need this to pay off. Alright, Planeswater heading down to the Twins area is going to pick up something. Alright, Antidote and a max aura up. So that was all for nothing. That is tragic.
Yeah, not only was that a massive time consumption, but just the resource consumption as well. Not going to really pay benefits.
Yeah. So Planeswater gets that Librarian hat. Is probably going to get one check here, may feel froggy and go actually fight the Golden Idol. There's some tech here. You don't actually need to kill the Golden Idol because of the Prism Break. WindFae just going right for the Cancer right here now.
Yeah, this may be
on the strat.
It may be one of those oh my gosh, I have to do something now.
Yeah. Canterin is an easily forgettable spot. Speaking of Canterin, we've got Canterin right here on Planeswater's side. Again, another boss that resists the Plasma Plus. Not what you want to see. Also, these light walls are going to be doing a lot of damage. WindFae halfway through the Sandman fight. That Blade Orb would be doing a lot of work right now if WindFae had it, but unfortunately, opting for these boss fights. Planeswater is halfway through the Canterin fight as well. You see, almost took a death there on the backswing for that orb. Yeah, opting to heal, getting a couple light walls worth of damage in his max HP, and there you go. Gets a gear at Twins, so the gamble pays off. As I was saying, there is a bit of tech in this flag set where if you find the Twins somewhere else, you can actually peek what they have. As WindFae finishes Sandmana Canterin and only gets a Sand Vial out of it. WindFae does get the Star of Latium, which is helpful, but she's going to have to make some weird plays here as Planeswater has found the D key card in Alana's tower, I believe, and has now acquired an Empire Crown, which is the best helmet in the game for damage. So we have a Blood Orb here. Was that plus or was that just normal?
I didn't see it, but they switched to it, so it's better than minus if nothing
It has
else.
to be not minus,
Yeah.
you know? All right, well, we've got Planeswater heading into Varney's Tower. We have a C card, no elevator key card, so there's a couple orphan checks here. Meanwhile, WindFae's out here burning these vines, getting set up for some progression later, perhaps in the present. So far, Silence Ring minus. We are running out of orbs that might be plus if this blood orb isn't plus. So blood is normal, it looks like, according to Batty. And we've got an Ifrit fight here. We've got stacked light walls on Ifrit, and unfortunately, Ifrit resists the blood orb. So we are in for another unfortunately long boss fight here.
Yeah, kind of the story of WindFaeMaiden's entire scene so far has just been these grindingly bad boss fights while Plains is just clearing territory. And a couple of bosses that Planeswater has chosen to fight have really paid off, because that Golden Idol fight, as you were saying, not being hard required right now, is now hard required, but often gets left behind.
Yep. So we'll see if they run into the twins at some other place. Well, there's an elevator key card. Planeswater did not have the elevator key card going through Varney's Tower the first time. So, hey, that could be big. It could be a potential last location for Planeswater. WindFae is going to need a lot of help to catch up with the amount of work that Planeswater has done so far. Now we know that Planeswater is doing basically everything that WindFae has already done here. It's going to fight that Sandman fight, but again is much more equipped to do so at this point, having killed a couple more bosses that were kind of in logic, and having just a couple more levels, not having a minus orb. Still does need to be careful. Is running Shadow Seal strats, so you do want to take some damage, but you got to be a little bit cautious here. Cantorin hits hard. And there's a V key card behind Burned Vines, behind the present day version of Azure Queen. So very interesting find there. It's another potential single dip where Planeswater would be doing a double dip. Okay, and WindFae going and getting Skelly Bones to max aura up. And Planeswater getting that Sand Vial, not even gracing it with his possession.
Not even worth my time.
Not even worth. All right, so WindFae is going to be going and checking these chests alongside the fire checks, as there's the water mask right there. So very, very logical placement for that water mask. Planeswater's not going to abandon that for very long. I would think these vines are going to get burned, and Planeswater's just going to do the same thing WindFae's doing now. Trendy Jacket on the pedestal.
Yeah, Opener's grabbing that Empress Robe earlier, says, no thank you.
Yeah. Colossal Blade, normal. I mean, Plasma Plus is a heck of a spell. So, and there's an Eternal Crown. That is pretty good, considering WindFae did not get that Empire Crown. Eternal Crown is pretty much second best. 1 in 1A, for sure. All right, WindFae taking that Water Mask. Probably to Waterfall. Planeswater fighting Ifrit here, using that Plasma Geyser, which is definitely to more effect than those light walls. WindFae's checking the Waterfall, gets Shattered Orb minus.
Of course.
And Ifrit is down on Planeswater's side. Again, these boss fights just taking a lot less time on Planeswater's side because of the possession of these orb options that WindFae did not have at the time. So there's that elevator key card. We'll see if he immediately goes back and checks the elevator checks in the tower. There's the tablet. So that's yet another dip into the library that Planeswater is going to have to get. It does look like he's going and checking these couple elevator checks, and will be able to get that military hangar warp on the right side of the tower.
Yeah, Bat Ledge is one of those checks that's kind of notorious for being left till late when all of a sudden you remember, oh yeah, I never did that.
Yep. If it's not in stride, you just don't really think about it because it's not a. It feels like it's a hallway, right? It feels like it's a hallway. WindFae going here for the first time with Water Mask. I would say WindFae really needs there to be something underwater in the caves. Planeswater has already gone and done the surface checks. May fade this area later just by virtue of having already gotten the surface checks. It becomes kind of low density. Things that are underwater are kind of slow. So far, striking out. Well, we've got a nightmare fight here. And it's over. Okay. Thanks for your time. At Varney, and it was just a book. And they already know it's minus, so it didn't pick it up. Yep, and there you go. We got a berry pick-me-up at the Bombardiers.
Increasing our repertoire of minus Wind Orb.
Yep. Alright, we've got an aura up, and I think another aura up. In this place before the military hangar. Looks like Planeswater is heading back to Lake Desolation. Alright, here's the tablet checks. Sellen's Bangle. WindFae opting... Okay, I was going to say WindFae going to go ahead and equip that bangle. It's double experience points. So, and there's a glass pumpkin for when they get their wheel. It's double sand. So, nothing behind the V card. Basically, every advantage that WindFae might have had is turning out to be absolutely nothing here, which is just absolutely tragic.
So then is it the Maw Cave then? Because it kind of felt like the tablet downloads were going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, you got Maw Cave, you've got these checks that WindFae's doing right now. Basically all the stuff that's underwater. We're going to see Planeswater get this Water Mask. Like I said, it was just a matter of time before we had item parity there. WindFae's taking this route down here, picking up these chests on the way to Market. There's Oculus Ray.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, well, there's yet another option for WindFae. Planeswater has the left side of Lake Serene, which is important because his route to the Maw Cave might include just going to the left side of Lake Serene and dropping down. We have Frozen Spires normal. I'm starting to think there's no pluses this seed, Talon.
Well, Plasma's somewhere. Darn it.
Plasma
We know.
is somewhere.
Come on.
But yeah, we did see that I is minus, so... Alright, Planeswater going and double dipping this cave, finding nothing here as we've already seen WindFae do this. Let's see where Planeswater goes after this. WindFae abandoning a Minor Fresh Ultra.
There might be some hope for like a Nether Plus somewhere down the road. I don't know that we've seen anything from that, but...
We saw Shadow Seal minus.
Oh yeah, no, that's right.
There's their Scythe Ring. Nothing's gonna beat their Shadow Steel, I think, right now.
Yeah, no.
Alright, well, WindFae heading right into Maw Caves. Let's see what's here. They've got Jin minus. I don't know if... oh, there's our Bombardment minus. That was the last thing that WindFae found that I didn't catch. So, there's that. Where's Planeswater going? Gonna check the...
Bombardiers.
The Bombardiers here. So, yeah, ironically enough, we are now at the point where Planeswater is doing everything that WindFae is doing, where I thought we were going to see a lot of WindFae doing the stuff that Planeswater already did. So this is very interesting. It looks like Planeswater is going to be going to Bat Ledge here soon. Getting Waterfall first. We'll see if he does indeed go to Bat Ledge. As Radiant Orb minus. Thank you very much. Planeswater going to Lake Serene, getting these checks. We're going to see if he does indeed go the long way around the bottom to get that Oculus Ring. He picks up the sand pile. He's like, never mind. Oh, he also almost forgot to get these checks. That would have been very interesting. All right, jackpot room. What do we got? We've got a lab coat and an economizer ring. So,
the hottest of garbage.
Yeah, economizer ring is when your best damage is your spell. Economizer ring seems kind of good.
Yeah, I'd agree. The will and pull of the Shadow Seal is hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Just the mental that says this is so good. Why would I take it off?
Yeah, Planeswater is going to get this Oculus Ring right here, so that'll be an even. There's the Time-Worn Warp Beacon. Not helpful. Thanks, game. Don't you see?
Yeah, wherever that was. Yeah, whatever that is, we've been there.
Yeah. Would be interesting if it's Royal Towers, but like only mildly so. Frozen Spires again on Planeswater's side. We've seen all this. We're probably going to go ahead and see Planeswater dip right into Maw Caves, and again, right on WindFae's heels. But the progression advantage right now is Planeswater's with that D card and that second gear. No Maw kill. We may see WindFae check what this is, then go back and kill the Maw. Fight. They do have the gas mask, so it is in logic.
Yeah, and the checks are really starting to dwindle down of anything that's in good density, so you kind of have to, unfortunately.
Yeah, not warp sharding out means I think WindFae is going to go kill the Maw here. Just trying to kill the rib cage on covering up that door. Finally getting there. All right. We have a boots fight at the Maw. Resist light. Resist blood. There we go. I was gonna say I think WindFae may have just thought that she was on Plasma Geyser there. Piling on the damage as Planeswater heads into depths of the Maw Cave.
Boots playing real nice for WindFae here, just sitting there and taking it.
Yeah, no steppies. There's Radiant Orb minus. Okay, so those Crash Site pedestal checks are now available. Yeah, I mean, if you do that, that's what you do, right? You don't kill Maw in this flag set with Prism Break unless you're insisting on going directly to the checks that opens up. Eventually, WindFae is going to have to go to Alana's Towers and find that DP card.
Yeah, because I don't know, like, even if it's like the last section to the laser gate, it can't do much with it. Oh, well, never mind.
Is she? Does she actually have to find that D key card? Boss attack patterns are truly random, not synchronized by the seed. The Maw reward is just a couple health items. I think a nice health up and a eye potion. It was East Lake Serene, so that was our task work.
Yay.
And she's looking at Zarian Caves. And there it is. She's apparently made a decision here to not... Okay. Ending up going to Castle Keep. Giving up. Decided it was Zarian Caves or Castle. You know what? It's about that time. Yeah. WindFae might kill the Golden Idol now. Might not. Might still wait to see if they see the Golden Idol somewhere else. At which point they will be able to peek that gear.
I think it's one of those things that you've left it for this long and your number of checks are so slim now, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
You're almost pot committed at this point.
We do have Economizer Ring on Planeswater side, it looks like. And yeah, that's a plasma spam. And it does look like WindFae's going to be getting that gear soon. Okay, we have a second to breathe. And Planeswater's gonna get that aura up. Alright, where do you go now, Planeswater? Back to the present, as Blood Orb really doing some work here against the Cantorin at the Idol. And yeah, I mean, that's one boss fight that WindFae did end up doing a lot faster, so credit there. That Ifrit fight took a very, very long time. Okay, so WindFae heading up to Hilana's Towers. Planeswater finding that A card. I gotta think that's the next move, right? Just head right to Zarian Caves after doing these checks.
Yeah, there's a couple one-off door breaks. There's the scaffolding check above the bat ledge. You can take the A card for like the Spider Hell in Chronograph Tower if you really want to be dirty.
Yeah, Plasmageyser Plus is really, really good in Zarian Caves. I would say that that's a pretty good move right now.
Yeah.
But
I completely agree. The density that's in there by itself makes it the better check.
Yeah, Planeswater's going into probably going to check this alongside Bat Ledge, which has not been... Or did he do Bat Ledge? Because that's the tablet, although we haven't seen anything required behind the tablet yet.
Oh, the flooded courtyard. Planeswater couldn't do this the first time they came through.
That's true. There could be something big here. Again, like, WindFae's going to need there to be something, like, really, really big in places that Planeswater has already done here. That's a bleak ring. It's not a bad ring. It is a captain's uniform. Planeswater is going to be doing the floor check here, it looks like, and maybe while he's here, go get that flooded courtyard. A berry pick-me-up in the floor, which I think WindFae checked already, but I missed it.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah. Planeswater's, yep, coming here, getting the courtyard. He's like, okay, I've done my due diligence. Looking at his options, head into Lake Serene.
What, the Cantorin fight then?
Yeah, probably he's already done the
Oh yeah, they've already done it.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, this one off door here.
Oh yeah, the Oculus check. Getting a poison trap for his trouble. WindFae probably in better position here to fight Ravenlord. Didn't pick up that Blade Orb, using Plasma, which again, like, is their best damage, even with that weakness to Blade Orb. Just being able to keep your distance and not have to be close to Ravenlord here gives Plasma a huge boost to utility. Also, WindFae taking advantage of the fact that Plasmageyser can hit off. And there it is. Quick fight from WindFae there. Pretty good. Planeswater heading in to fight Cantorin. Not if WindFae, that is not like well, that is fine. Alright, we'll see how this fight goes. It's probably going to be a lot easier. Again, Planeswater are using that Economizer ring, recognizing that his spells are his main source of damage. Also, that Frozen Spires is a great choice here.
Yeah, really baiting Varney down on that bottom row, letting the Frozen Spicer hit all the places it can, and yeah, in and out really quick.
Yep, and there's the D-key card. And here we go. Zarian Caves has got to be the play at this point, right? Okay. WindFae heading down this tower. He's going to find whatever Planeswater already found here. Just a Crimson Vortex. It is normal. And WindFae going back to the library. Probably heading over to Varney's tower. What did it have? Did it have anything?
I don't think so.
I don't believe it did. All right, well, we're going to see what is in Zarian Caves. There's quite a few checks here, but you do have to kind of go a little bit before getting to the first one. Here's the first check. And it is a Griffin. No help. And we have the Timespinner Spindle. There you go. We finally found another piece of the Timespinner. And here we go. That was the entrance to the pyramid, either Gyre or the pyramid entrance. So there's your Mysterious Warp Beacon. There's your pyramid access.
Yeah, it was the Gyre.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
And there's the B card, so take your pick. You get
all
one more laser
the
access.
cave.
Yeah, you get one more laser access. You have access to the hangar and eventually the lab. If you so choose, you can just go to the pyramid. Many options available to our runners now. And there's a throw stun trap. Nice.
Basically, it's just go to the moat and then find a way to Zarian's Cave, and there's everything you could possibly want.
Yep. Oh, WindFae equipping the Silence Ray. And there's the Celestial Sash. Just everything's here. WindFae, like I was saying, equipping the Silence Ring to make these deboosts not have any knockback. So that's savvy little play there. Planeswater snagging the save before fighting the Zarian spot. Trying to think of what bosses could be here that would be kind of rude. This is definitely not one of them. They don't have time stops, but even so, this is one of the easier bosses, especially with these frozen spires. Just really do the work. All right, Nightmare is dispatched on WindFae's side, and Planeswater's like, screw it, let's go to the pyramid. We do not have the B card yet, but we might see a Tower Spider Hell check here from WindFae. Does not have a great way of killing these. The Light Wall will do some work, but again, the Plasma Geyser continues to be the best source of damage that our runners have.
I'm just saying, Plasma Guard pretty great all the time.
All right, what do we got here? Max stand up. WindFae's going to have to fight her way through this hallway again because she had not yet collected the right side military hangar work, and you do not want to have to run through the entire tower with this lack of a B card they have in order to get back over to the right. All right, no regret chest check from Planeswater, so that is still online. It's live. Yeah, Planeswater has B, but WindFae does not. Grabbing this teleport for use later, and we'll see what is at the check right before Sandman.
What do you think? What's your opinion on not doing the regret checks right now? Like, I understand they're terrible, but Is it better to have to go back to those now, or are those just forever and always? I'm never doing those.
Well, he's doing them right now. So.
Well, all right then. I don't know. Something in my brain just says it's better to go get them.
It's really not that bad if you have Sash. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a save and quit out of it. It's really not that bad. If you have to backtrack out of it, it's kind of terrible. But if you don't want to keep whatever's there, then you just save and quit out. It's really not that long of a check. In terms of check density and the amount of time it takes to actually get to the treasure chest, it's really not that bad. Especially when you consider there's that other one at the very bottom of the pit, and it's just a max stand up, so you can just warp shard out. Where is that plasma plus gonna be, do you think?
Just a dad's tower. It's gonna be buried.
Never gonna find it.
Yeah, they're just never gonna find it.
Well, I mean, we are running low on checks, and 2 pieces of the time spinner are outstanding as Planeswater heads into the Siren Cave. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got an Eternal Coat. That's really good. It is the best armor in the game, and there's really no there's no downside to it. It is best at defense and offense. All right, WindFae is now going back to the Castle Keep, probably to get this castle loot. Hidden wall here. Avoiding Zarian Caves really doesn't want to do that. Unfortunately, we just kind of know that it has the goods.
It has all the goods. It's like a vault down there.
And we're getting that last laser access in the Siren Caves. So, there's our Zarian Caves check. So WindFae is going to find the Spindle and the B card and the Celestial Sash. All things considered, if WindFae kind of just does everything correct and Planeswater's caught in a little bit of a backtrack, then we might have a race on our hands, honestly.
What would Planeswater have to backtrack to? He's done pretty much everything at this point.
Little Oculus Ring stuff going on. I don't think we've seen Upper Lake Desolation, Oculus check, maybe. Or Upper Lake Serene Oculus check.
I thought they had done that before WindFae did.
Well, I mean, Planeswater still doesn't have the tablet, so...
Yep, that's a fair point.
I think that was on Bat Ledge. So yeah, doing Amadeus's laboratory without the tablet. This is something that WindFae absolutely needed. So here we go. There needs to be something here that's on a download that is required.
Yeah, a tablet like the Oculus Ring, if you find it super late and you have to backtrack, you're thinking, oh no.
Yep.
I could have had that.
Yeah, and there's our B card. Celestial Sash should be coming up shortly on WindFae's side. Planeswater not finding anything as of yet, giving a quick peek to the experiment, just an ether. Here comes the Sash on WindFae's side. What's powering the lab? It's a gear! A gear is powering the lab. All right, so we are in wheel go mode. Obviously, Planeswater has the benefit of having already done the pyramid. So once he finds the wheel, he can just cruise on in and go to the final bosses. WindFae will have to complete the pyramid. All right. And there's the Celestial Sash. We'll see if we get a Zarian fight for WindFae or if she works out. There's something about specifically Gear 3 powering the lab. It's just aesthetically pleasing.
Doesn't it feel good?
It feels great. It's nice and round and like
Well, it's doing what a gear does. It's making a machine work. Like, it just feels right.
It just feels good. And, like, specifically Gear 3. All right.
What would have been terrible is if that had been the last piece of the time spinner we needed, and you're like, well, I can warp out. Oh, I can't warp out. Damn.
WindFae's going sewers. Or Siren Cave.
This is good.
And Planeswater running past all these downloads. Also doesn't have the Merchant Crow, so depending on where that Merchant Crow is could also be a factor, although we are, again, kind of running out of checks. There's that Eternal Coat. Finish of the lab, and we'll probably see the Dad's Tower if we don't have the wheel from this Genza fight. Wheel absolutely needs to be on a download in the lab for WindFae to have a chance here.
Yeah, and she needs to go to the lab, like, now.
Yeah. We're gonna switch over to Planeswater's audio as he enters the Emperor's Tower. Now, it does look like WindFae is going right to the lab. Obviously, there's a bunch of downloads there. Planeswater's getting nothing on Dad's bottom. Gonna go up the left side and see if he can find the wheel there. The shiny rock is not a time spinner wheel. Max Stand-Up is also not a time spinner wheel. All right, we've got Ilana at Emperor. Resists Plasma Plus, so Planeswater's going with Colossal Blade. Shadow Seal helping out this regular old Blade orb. So as WindFae heads into the lab, we're going to keep an eye on these downloads. That is a Max Sand Up. That is an arm cannon, which Planeswater has. All right, here we go. Post Dad Chest is the Merchant Crow.
Oh, wow.
So that's interesting to find. I'm trying to think if there's a reason why Planeswater wouldn't just immediately go do that. Yep, here comes the we're gonna get a Merchant Crow Raven Lord spot check. WindFae looking like she's gonna go ahead and do, yeah, I mean it's that one time spinner piece left behavior that you could find yourself in. All right. Ice Orb, not a wheel.
Oh, gross.
Gross. Yeah, WindFae, again, gonna need to find the wheel on a download and then immediately go do Pyramid, because Planeswater's doing this. Planeswater's gonna have to go locate that tablet, and also not die here.
Well, I feel like if it's not after this fight, it's kind of WindFae. Yeah, there it is.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it had to be after that fight, or else it had to be on a download, and you called it.
Wow. Okay, well, we have a race. And Planeswater's like, okay, where am I going? Oh, he's going to the tower to check Spider Hell here. Wow. Well, WindFae does still have to do the entire pyramid, so there is a lot in store still in this seed. It's not over, but WindFae getting a huge advantage, finding that tablet on that ledge, getting a wheel on a download that Planeswater walked right past. That is the biggest break that she could have possibly gotten, and at the absolute best time.
Yeah, because even if Planeswater goes and grabs that tablet immediately, are you going to go lab first, or are you going to go library first for checks?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you go library for density purposes. The swag light wall skip did not need to do that to us.
Yeah, who needs Sash?
Yeah. Oh, getting the sync wrong on this stairwell, though. Planeswater is getting one of the abandoned checks here in the Varney Tower secret wall, and that's WindFae's race to lose here. Planeswater's going to need some deaths on WindFae's side. Now, I don't know if WindFae equipped the Bleak Ring, but if not, she is still playing Shadowseel strats. So, we do have a Colossal Blade. Oh, we have a Jin Inferno here. 81 pers, nothing to sneeze at. The Eye Orb minus. Looking for literally anything, really. Where are we going, Planeswater? Where are we going? Going to the right place. So he is going to get his tablet here. And at this point, Planeswater's got to be like, oh no.
Yeah, that's got to be a sickening feeling of,
Yeah, like that's got to be something that's just, you realize that you just may have made a huge blunder. And yeah, Here he goes to the library.
Right, because that deep into a scene, you're just hoping the tablet is on a download. And that's
right, at that point, you're like, you just gotta hope. WindFae, needs to heal here, probably. Again, like, this is not free. Their damage output isn't great. Okay, boss 1 is down. Who's gonna be at our final boss?
Volturilis. Oh, I thought it'd be Volturilis.
Oh, well, yeah, they did fight Volturilis. They didn't fight Emperor Nuvius yet.
Nuvius, sorry. I knew what I thought I meant.
All right, well, we have Planeswater in the lab, in the right place. Probably the farthest download from the warp that he chose, unfortunately. All right, slowly but surely chipping away damage here. Switching to that blue orb blunt weakness, WindFae is. There's the wheel. Okay, here we go. If WindFae takes a death here, it's Planeswater's lead once again. Really just looking for some sort of damage. They did pick up Shattered. I don't know if WindFae did. I know Planeswater picked up Shattered. All right, halfway point on the Golden Idol. Planeswater hitting Genza with that big old sword. This is the most usage of a non-plus orb I think we have seen all tournament. Yeah,
the plus orb's just not in our runner's favor today in any way, shape, or form, because it felt like there was about one of them, and we never found it.
Yeah, I think it was just plasma, and we had like a smattering of normal orbs, but like it was mostly just... Alright, so...
Oh, there it is.
WindFae finishes up. Exclamation points in chat for WindFae. Planeswater heading into that final boss now, and we will see where this goes. Congrats, WindFae. Marking her as done. Yeah, Planeswater using this, their 1+ form of damage. This Plasma Plus doing massive amounts, and you can see how quickly Planeswater is actually making up ground on WindFae. Obviously, WindFae has already finished, but this fight is going much more smoothly for Planeswater by using that Plasma Plus that's just doing 51 damage per tick.
There was a Plasma Plus somewhere?
No, the Plasma Geyser.
Oh, okay. I was like, where was that? I had no good orbs.
No one did.
And there it is, Planeswater! Exclamation point! Exclamation
Oh.
points in chat for Planeswater.
My
Great close
God.
finish.
Yeah,
WindFae,
seeing that
hello.
that's within a win it. Hi, I'm kind of shaking from that. Hello.
Oh, you have no idea.
We have a less than a minute difference in finishes here. That is an incredible close race. Absolutely wild. I'll say it. It was a comeback. Just
It was.
Yeah, that was
literally
how long did I take on that one Varney fight? Because
a
that felt
really,
like 10
really,
minutes.
really long time. Enough for Planeswater to have full cleared the top of Lake Serene and Varney's Tower. Was everything that Planeswater was able to check while you were fighting that
Oh
Varney
my
difference.
God.
So
Hello.
the main difference, as we have Planeswater joining
Hello.
us here in the booth, GG's to you both.
Oh
Less
my
than
God,
a
I
minute.
lost a Bat Ledge.
Yeah, the
Bat
Bat
Ledge.
Ledge
Yeah,
was it.
Yeah, I was feeling, well, the only thing I felt good about in that seed was not skipping the Twins fight.
Yeah,
that was
a
the
great
Yeah.
only thing I felt good about routing wise, because I like triple dip Varney's or quadruple dip Varney's tower. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
did
and
that.
like
I was
not
like,
double
okay,
checking that
cool.
I'd full cleared the past and leaving Batledge behind. Was
that
the
ended up
big
being
thing.
the difference maker.
Yeah.
WindFae heading into the lab with the tablet in hand for the first time, doing Spider Hell, getting nothing out of it, leaving Spider Hell, and immediately getting Go mode had to have been a heck of a feeling.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this sucks. Where's
Oh my
this
goodness.
at? First terminal. I was like, cool. I just wasted 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh no, it did not end for me there.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Odd Garrett said
Uh,
WindFae's Varney fight was 4 minutes and 15 seconds long.
Yeah, our damage was very awkward. Our
the
only
damage was
plus
very
spell
awkward.
was Plasma Geyser. Even
Yeah.
like if it was Plasma Plus, it would have been a lot better. But Plasma Geyser is so awkward to use. And yeah, like throwing in
it was my only damage for that fight.
Colossal Blade with Shadow Seal, and Frozen Spires were my other best sources of damage. But it was unusual.
Definitely
ideal.
the most use of a normal orb, a non-plus orb that we have seen so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I was relying on Blood Orb and.
Oh yeah, and
that
Blood
was
Orb
my
as well.
go-to.
But yeah, I should have used Blood Orb a little more, specifically against Kentran and Ilana. But I think those were the specifically awkward ones, though.
Yeah, so we do have a chat request for where was the plasma orb.
I can look.
yeah,
up,
I can-
if I can pull it up fast. I don't know.
But yeah,
Spinner. Oh, I need to.
Yeah, I
great
think
race.
Plasma was the only plus orb.
yeah, I don't think
done
there
a lot
could have
of-
been anything else.
I've done a lot of runs where I've had all of 1+ orb, so I was kind of prepared for this. I just was not like, my brain was like, yeah, I can see who this boss is, and then dip if I need to. And then I was like, wait, hold on. This makes it so that I can't warp out. That's right. And so I was like, guess I'm doing this.
Yeah, you could have just exited, but I didn't. I don't know. if
Temporal
you got the
Gyre had
save.
the Plasma Orb.
Oh, Temporal Gyre Chest 2.
Yeah.
Got to
We
that
were not
faster
going
than
there.
me. I feel like I should not have won that, especially with that Varney fight that I did just immediately hitting present. I had no equipment besides like Midnight Cloak or something.
You did buy the Empress Robe. You both bought the Empress Robe, I think.
Oh, that's right.
So that was basically it. That's all you had going. So again, great race. I just want a couple thoughts
GG.
on something. WindFae, after you get out of that fight, we see you basically immediately run and go fight Sandman at Cantorin.
I was so far in at that point. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this because if by chance this also might have something, which both of them just had absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
I
the
was like,
refrain in the
"Then I'll-
commentary booth was, well, this really needs to pay off for WindFae for this to be worth it, and nothing you did was
4
paying off.
minutes. Yeah, I had one gear until probably like, 10, 15 minutes before.
Planeswater, question for you.
Oh.
Yes.
As you were running through the lab and running past all those terminals, did you have like a nagging thought in your mind as that was happening?
No. I mean,
Oh, well, okay.
sometimes you go like in seeds without seeing Oculus Ring or the tablet. So like, you know, if that's just how it goes, like in my mind, I was mostly thinking like, oh, what are some of the things I left behind? And at that point, I was just thinking about like the Barney Towers left side breakable wall. Like that was the only check in my mind. Bat Ledge was furthest from, you know, like Bat Ledge didn't exist in my mind.
Right. You had a Merchant Crow behind the dad fight, which was bait. Yeah, there was just a lot that went wrong for both of you. It was kind of a wild seed.
Yeah, I mean, it was in a lot of ways go to a lot of places, just find stuff everywhere. So I felt that I'd been pretty thorough, but you know, obviously I missed Bat Ledge, and I'm not constantly checking my tracker to see all the checks. So you know,
I kept looking at that tracker because I was like,
I should have. If it popped up earlier in the past, then I might have gone earlier. But you know, I was just like, oh, we're full clearing the present. We were looking for the 3 laser keys, so that's what we're doing right now. And yeah.
I was so worried that like you would have just had like lab access like 20 minutes before me, and you might have, like honestly. But that Bat Ledge tablet was just it just hit that.
Especially since I tried like switching up my routing and like went not sealed Caves of Banishment early. So there was a little. I did go back there when I had the water mask, but I just did not go right. You know, sometimes specific places disappear from your mind.
Fair. I just feel silly.
Great
my cheeks were like bright red throughout that entire Varney fight because I'm like, I should not be doing this now. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, no. Well, but no, routing wise, I just felt that everything just kept going. You know, getting worse and worse as you know, as I was like going back and forth to Barney Towers. And the only thing I felt good about was I did the Twins fight early and got a Timespinner piece there, and hopefully WindFae skipped that, and that gives me a bit of a lead.
Yeah, WindFae actually kept or save and quit out of that, had checked that area earlier, but had not done Twins. But by the time WindFae had made it to that area, there were like no checks left to do except for the ones that were right in front of her. So I think that was what sent WindFae to the Twins. What was that about it?
Yeah, I was like, I keep doing all this like off stuff because I felt so behind. I was just like, I just need some miracle behind like one of these stupid areas. And then finally I was just like, you know what, Varney or Ilana's tower is probably long done with Planeswater. I should just go do that. And so I was like, okay, could finally do this. I hated getting C-Sash so late. That would have helped with towers immensely. I was kind of waiting for that to do tower.
I put off Zarian Caves a little longer than I should have as well. And then Zarian Caves had a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah, I had B-Card and Sash and Spindle.
Yeah.
All right, so looking forward in the tournament, both of you should have a decent break before your next match. You're all waiting on some other matches to complete, but I will just scroll through here, and WindFae, you will be facing the winner of Lunar Ray Games, and whoever wins between Talon, here in the comms booth with me, and Ducky, who won her match earlier today against Ashura Knight.
I'm so happy to get to play finally. I'm honestly really excited.
I'm excited to have a race. I feel like all of my races this year have just been, just please, just make it stop.
Planeswater, you don't know either of your opponents yet, but Crimdall and Ashura have to race, and then Lady Bun and Era Razor have to race, and then the winners of those two race each other, and then you race the winner of that match. If I don't know if we're catching up with that, but you've got a long time to
I'll
wait.
I'll look at the bracket and try to keep up.
You've got a long way to wait, so hopefully you can keep your skills sharp. In terms of the tournament schedule, we do still have a whole bunch on the docket here. We have, looks like Saturday at 3 p.m., Saturday at 6 p.m. We have sort of a doubleheader going on. Waffle Soup versus Lord Raiden, and Zed versus Jim the Eternal. Both of those are going down on Saturday, so that should be fun. And then on Sunday, we've got Coolio MZX versus Gabriel J. Campos in the second chance bracket, and Crimdall versus Ashura Knight in that second chance bracket. And then long way from the future, we have a week from tomorrow, Batty Mass Index versus Tonberry James, two 100% speedrunners facing off against each other in this randomizer tournament. Should be super fun. That is going to do it for us, though. Talon, you have any final thoughts?
No, once again, I want to give a shout out to Speedgaming for kind of adopting Timespinner as its little baby and letting us put on our tournament. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Planeswater, you have any final thoughts before we go?
No, just GG WindFae. Thanks so much for organizing the race, everyone.
And WindFae, any final thoughts before we head out of here?
Once again, just thanks everyone. Thanks commentators. You all carry this. I feel like Wishlist Timespinner 2 on Steam.
Wishlist Timespinner 2 on Steam.
Yay!
Thanks everybody, and until next time, have a wonderful night.
Thanks everyone.